What's up, everyone? Today is the 10th of the 10th. For me, it is 1853. I don't care about the rest of the time zones. Only my time zone matters. We've got Spidey with us. I think he died. And we got King.
Or do we?
Good talk, Spidey. Good talk. Good talk. So, King, what have you been up to? How has life been?
Yeah, honestly, I don't really have any complaints. The last few days have been a little bit busy, but otherwise, all right. I mean, I've had a chance to still meet friends with socially distant hangouts, and I had alcohol a couple days ago, which I'm always down for.
Alcohol is a good part of life. I will never say no to alcohol, especially if it's free. However,
Yeah.
drink responsibly. Don't be me and drink too much. Especially if it's free.
That too.
Nobody knows we cannot hear him.
Maybe we should text him.
Yeah, no, me, not a lot. I've been focusing on work, a lot of overtime. Genshin Impact came out. I've been playing that every second.
Every
I
day.
get a chance. Yeah.
Every single day and streaming it on the server. Yeah, you have.
Yeah. Weekends come along. I'm on there for 6 to 9 hours.
You're not even
Damn.
lying.
Hey, the game's fun, and I haven't even got past like a quarter of the story. That's how big the world is and how much there is to do.
I already discovered most of the world except that one place that doesn't let you travel because of the stupid wind.
That's the Storm Terror area, I think is what it's called. But yeah, that's I've unlocked the entire map, all the waypoints and stuff, so it's good. Now I can just freely skip around. King, have you had a go at it yet, or nah?
No, I'm not much of a gamer, as it were.
But you like cute girls, right?
Well, dude, who doesn't?
So
He's not gonna give it a
look at
chance.
I'll look at some photos later.
I think I can provide. I might be able to provide.
Oh, I expect you to be able to.
There's a nice little some images. A couple of
Dev, shamelessly talk about Genshin Impact and the story and all that.
Well, I don't want to talk too much about the story because of the spoilers, but and also I don't know too much of it. But basically, you're twins, one boy and one girl. You can choose which one to play as.
I didn't mean send the photos right now, but I appreciate the gesture.
Of course, I'm going to send it right now. And whichever one you pick, the other one
those thighs
disappears. You don't know where or why. Yeah, the thighs.
Thick thighs save lives, I guess.
Precisely. There's multiple different elements in the game. Think of the idea of Avatar. You got fire, wind, water, then you got ice as well. There's one called Geo, which is like Earth, I guess. Then there's a nature aspect as well. The game is literally a free-to-play gacha Breath of the Wild. The mechanics, the graphics, the smoothness of the game, and the pacing is excellent. Like it's one of those. I actually can't believe it's free. One of those kind of games. The gacha aspect of it as well isn't even. It's quite a large aspect, but it's not even like it's an aspect of the game where if you don't do well in your summons, you're screwed. Because you get a lot of characters for free who are actually somewhat decent, and actually pretty useful. There is a pity system in a gacha, so if you go 9 summons without getting a 4-star plus, your 10th one you are guaranteed one, which is good and bad because they made the rates absolutely trash. But I'm extremely lucky. I've been pulling good stuff. So, but if you like Breath of the Wild, if you like open world RPG style games with completely free combat capabilities, Genshin Impact is what that is. There is an MMO aspect to it. When you get to Adventure Rank 16, that's when you unlock co-op, so the way the game works is you have your world that you're exploring, you're opening up and you're playing in. When you hit level 16, you can invite other players to your world. They will then teleport into your world. Basically, they get isekai'd into your world. and you can run
It's
around
a
your world with them.
it's an isekai anime.
Yeah, that's how the quote-unquote MMO aspect of it works. So there is co-op to it. I would admit the co-op's a little bit lackluster, but I'm hoping they're going to improve it. It's still fun to run around the world with your friends, attacking all the mobs, the camps, and so on. It is completely open world. You can go wherever the hell you want. And the thing that I love the most, you can open up 95% of the world without progressing that much of the story. There's obviously some parts of it is a little bit story locked, but the parts that are story locked, you kind of end up doing that story anyway because that's how you're learning the game. Then you get to a point where you're like, okay, I need to go that way, but this is a new area, so I'm gonna go that way, and then you start opening up.
That's just you, Dev.
Okay, that's just me, but look, I spent about 6-7 hours instead of playing the story, just opening the world, and it was fun as hell. But the nice is you don't get penalized for doing that. Yes, you might run into higher level mobs, but the thing is, leveling your characters isn't necessarily done through combat. It's done through items, and the items give experience. So it's not like you're going to fall behind with not doing the story and opening up other parts of the world. So it doesn't penalize you for exploring, which a lot of open world games end up doing. I can't recommend it enough.
And yeah, you can't. So yeah, anyway, I'm back for sure this time. Yeah, see, I ate certain pizza places pasta. It destroyed my stomach. I've been in the toilet this whole morning. Well, besides going to the outside for the mechanic, it was gorgeous.
Bro,
it was
TMI.
like, I'm just saying that's why I've been talking because people were gonna be like, Spidey, okay? He's not talking. He's not interrupting as much.
Nah, dude, nobody cares if you're okay or not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That was mean. I'll take it back.
That's fine. I'm used to it.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
King is a dick. He's not like most Canadians. Got it.
As usual.
Dev, you know one thing you didn't do is talk about the greatest anime of all time.
Well, it depends on which one we're talking about, because
Anos.
And butthole.
Butthole.
So you finished it. Let's hear
So
your
yeah,
thoughts.
so that's what I've been doing this weekend. Because okay, I had chest pain, and as many of you know, I had a heart attack. So when I get chest pain, I get extremely massive PTSD. So I try to walk around, be calm, and stuff like that. So I was watching. I was like, okay, I watched an anime, and I forgot who else was recommending it, and I was like, this bullshit better be good, better be fun, and it was fucking fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like the rent. It's super over the top, and I love it. I love the first episode where he just murders the brothers because they think there's some hot shit, even though they're not. Beautiful. That kind of plot twist. That twist at the end. Twist at the end was kind of good. I kind of got like that. It was pretty good. I was like, oh. I was like, yeah, all right, I got you.
Right off the bat, the first thing you see is him just flexing the fuck on these kids.
No, not kids. Royalty.
Well, yeah, royalty. Oh, bro, it was that sealed it right there. Like, this season's gonna be great.
Yes, it did. And then, when he meets the two waifus that he ends up getting, because this shit gonna end up being a harem. We know that, or harem, however you want to pronounce it. Yeah, that was great, and the author did a beautiful thing where what he did in the later episodes. So it's like you don't have to pick between the both; you can just pick one. That was gorgeous.
Then he gets given 1 million of them. He's like,
no, 10 million children.
Here's a fucking fan union.
Dude, can we talk about
the fan union? Anos's fan union is so sick.
Dude, this sim game is strong. There's only 8 of them motherfuckers, and that sim game is strong.
Yep. 8 of them, but the amount of power that they give to him through just singing, bruv.
The final episode, like a good 2-3 minutes of it was
Oh,
basically
bruh.
a music video because the
It was
bitches were
so
singing.
good.
It was I recommended it, King. You're gonna love it. You probably won't because you don't like anything, but give it a
What's
chance.
its name?
Mao Gakuen or Misfit of Demon King Academy.
Well, if you look it up on Crunchyroll, it's the Misfit King or the Misfit of Demon King Academy.
Okay, no,
promise
I'll take a look at it later.
I promise you won't be disappointed.
Dude, can we talk about the racist ass teacher? God, I hated that bitch.
The one, okay, without spoiling King, but the one who he punished.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, I love that. That whole dynamic between the two. You could tell she was pissed. She was like, who is this motherfucker? How dare he? And he's just like,
He's like, nah, bitch,
boom.
you're gonna learn your place. And oh my god, this
It
whole
was incredible.
dude, there was flexing after flexing after flexing after
And the thing
flexing.
It wasn't even like he was openly intentionally flexing. He was just
no. He don't give me that shit. He was.
No, but what I mean is,
I am Anos.
But what I mean is, he didn't do it like in front of a massive group of people. He took that bitch to a secret. It's like, you know what, bruv? I'm not even gonna embarrass you in front of everyone. I'm gonna do it right here, right now.
This anime is essentially the ultimate bromance. Because I don't want to get too into spoilers, but it's basically a love affair, a bromance love affair. And once you get towards the end, you're gonna understand why I'm saying that. But or even throughout the series, you realize that it's kind of a bromance love affair. But my God, is it so good? Do you think I would die by you stabbing me in the heart? Yes, bitch. Yes, I do.
Dude,
so good. Oh,
or if you've got time to die, you got time to talk to me. Oh my days, bro. That line killed me. The second you said it, I was in stitches.
Did you think I was gonna die because you stabbed me in the heart? Who do you think I am? I was like, this motherfucker's arrogance like matches Escanor's. Holy shit.
Dude, he's literally. When I wasn't exaggerating when I said it was One Punch Man with magic. The dude does not lose, bruv.
It's Escanor in a skinnier version with a lot more power and smugness, if that's even fucking possible.
I wouldn't even say it's pride. It's just being a smug bastard because he knows he can.
Yeah, he does.
It's beautiful. Oh man. And then there's the one scene. Actually, I want to. 1 second, King. I'm just going to deafen you so you don't hear it because it's quite a big one.
What about the listeners?
The one scene?
What about the listeners? Fuck them, I got you. Let's go. Tell me the scene.
The one scene when he needed a spell, so he created a spell on the spot for it.
Dude, the one where the racist teacher's like, this is how you like amplify your magic, and he's like, hold on, bitch, I can fix it for you. You just do this, and it doubles your power. Like,
on the spot, bruv. The magic, the spell didn't exist, and he's just like, you know what? I got you. Creates the spell on the spot, and I was like, bruv, this man's creating magic. This man's creating spells on the spot.
He's like, he's like, do you guys not have this? I used to do this. I used to do this however long ago. I was like, bruh.
Oh, here we go. Wow. Well, all right. No more spoilers.
But yeah, that series is super fun. Highly recommend.
The web novel, I've got the links to it. I've looked at it. I just haven't got around to read it. I've been looking at illustration. It just looks so good. But, I just want my man to have his horror ending. He deserves it. He'll get it.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing this week.
Whew. Man, that show is good. So
it really is. So we do have a bit of news. I don't know if we want to talk about it.
Yeah, go for it.
I think it was Konami or Famitsu that mentioned that the Eden Zero game is about 50% done. And that this game was in production in late 2019. Which is kind of fascinating for me. Because I expect this game to be out around the same time the anime comes out. just to like double the popularity and all that shit. So that's gonna be interesting. But I didn't realize that they were working on it so early in the series' life. Because what came out in 2018, so a year after the series started, they began working on it. That's insane to me.
Definitely something that really caught my eye when they said that it's 50% done, because I'm not gonna lie, trailer didn't look good, but 50% isn't 100%, so maybe the 50% they have done is story and all that, and then the other 50% is the polishing. I hope.
And yeah, let's hope, because I don't want this to be like the fairy tale game. We already know my dislikes of it. What about you, King? Do you have any comment? Oh wait, you're not a gamer, so it doesn't matter. Next topic.
I was just gonna say that while I'm not gonna buy the games or anything, I will just keep my eye out for any news, especially if I have to retweet it for Fairy Tale Wiki or anything along those lines. As of right now, I don't have any specific interest in the game, but if people are like what you said about it being 50% complete and it'll be at completion at the designated date before the Fairy Tale game was and is not delayed in any sense, then for the sake of the people who are looking forward to the game, I hope that they get what they want.
I think the mobile game looks good. I don't know about the console game. But yeah, that's just me. Dev, do the honors. And
Go for it, man.
Talk about that fairy tale at Edolos chapter 66, which could be found in Sorcerer Weekly or Manga Dex or any fucking aggregate manga site that takes it from either of those two sites, because they cheap bastard.
Do I have to?
Yes.
All right.
Well, I mean, we should do a podcast where we're just reviewing the Butthole anime.
I mean,
that'd be fun.
I'd be down. I'll
just like a 30-minute, 45-minute podcast, just us talking about it. But that's a tangent. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead and start talking about the chapter.
So, Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, chapter 66 at Edalus. The cover photo is Nasha and Greg. Shit name, that guy.
Grage.
I think it was Grige or something like that.
Because it's beige and gray, so gray.
So gray, beige, greige.
Now his name is
what a stupid name.
Shit, yeah. Oh god, all right, Greige.
Don't be rude to the kid. He didn't. It's not his fault. His dad's
sounds like a him problem.
Dumbass.
Sounds like a him problem. Even across dimensions and generations, the bonds of friendships are connected. It's a nice little cover. I'm not gonna lie, it looks cute. I do like the two kids, but the name Grage is stupid. So on to the chapter.
I like how you said Grage is stupid, but not Nasha.
Nasha's cute.
I mean, I was saying the name is stupid, and therefore whoever gave him the name is stupid. The kid's not stupid. Actually, the two kids, like I'll get into it more later, but the two kids seem okay.
Dude, I love this chapter. I'm sorry. Go on.
Oh, if you love it, go for it.
No. You're going because I'm eating.
This fucking guy. All right, so the alternate world, Edalus world, that's a lot like Earthen, but where we live, but it's also not. So if you guys remember back when Edalus came around, magic isn't plentiful in Edalus like it is in Earthland. In fact, Edalus was suffering from a shortage of magic. All of it led to a huge incident, but in the end, it was resolved by getting rid of all the magic in Edalus. So basically, they're magicless. Haha. And they all carry on with their lives as normal. So it starts with the chapter with the two Lucys talking to each other, and Edo Lucy giving our Lucy a outfit, which is spicy. And obviously Lucy, our Lucy. Huh?
It's her old outfit that Edola's Lucy used to use when we first saw her. And
in fact, Edo Lucy makes a comment of that. It's like, just like when I was younger. Now, remember, guys, these guys they never had the time freeze or the situation that we had. So they are, 7-8 years ahead, technically? 9
They'd
years
be
ahead.
7, right? Because like all the other times would have been
Well,
taken
well,
into account, but it was the 7 specific Tenro years.
well, remember, 2 years have passed since Tenro, and they were stuck in Tenro for 7 years. So 7 plus 2 is 9. Therefore, it's been 9
No,
years.
yeah, but the fairy tale people also got older during those 2 years
Yeah,
since
so it would only be a
Tenro,
7-year
so it's
difference
only a
overall.
7-year difference.
Yeah, well, they're talking to Team Natsu, which they haven't seen for 9 years.
Yeah, they haven't
Who
seen it
have
for 9 years, but they're only biologically 7 years older, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
So yeah, so they haven't seen him for 9 years, 7-year difference. So a lot has changed. It seems like Edo Lucy's not as skimpy as she was. She does have a kid. Our Lucy doesn't really like the outfit, but beggars can't be choosers, as she says. And nice little exchange happens where our Lucy asks, "So what happened with you and Natsu?" Well, we were alone in a car, and he came, and came onto me strong. And
It means they did the thing
they did the thing
in the
It means he
car.
put the keys in her ignition.
No. There's no keys. He put his penis inside her vagina.
God damn it! Alright, boys, we're getting taken down. Yes, that's basically the birds. All right, kids, time for the birds and the bees talk. When mommy and dad eat, anyway. She then says, "You don't have that kind of relationship with Natsu," to our Lucy, and our Lucy freaks the fuck out. But,
She's like,
don't worry. One day, guys.
she was like, "Whoa there! I don't know what you're talking about." Even though Natsu's, even though Natsu's seen her naked like every other fucking day.
Definitely.
And if you remember when Lucy said she was naked when they first got to Edelos, Natsu literally went, "Ooh, let me see." Just saying.
So continuing on, she has a little freak out. Nasha goes up. There's two papas because obviously Nasha recognizes both Natsus. And our Natsu being the idiot that he is, "Hey, can she breathe fire and stuff?" Come on now, Natsu. We know there's no magic here. You know there's no magic here, you idiot. But he's actually quite excited to see her, and it actually gives me an idea of what he might be like if he ever has his kid. Grege asks Al Grey, "Where's your clothes?" I'm not really surprised. And mentioned that if Grey's son and Juvia's son had a child, I wonder if the child would be like him. Basically, would the child strip a lot? Hope not. And there is a nice little interaction between Nasha and Grege. Grege looks at Nasha. Nasha notices that Nasha gives a cute little wave, and Grege gets a little bit embarrassed and flustered by it. So he is very shy, while she is very outspoken by the looks of it. We have the typical our Grey and Natsu having a little.
I love this because Natsu was like, "Bitch, why you're still looking at my daughter? The fuck is he doing?" And Gray being like, "Why you scared about Kate, bitch?" Oh, dude, I'm not a shipper, but I love. I'm not. I don't care. I like Nalu. I think their chemistry is nice, but I just love how protective Natsu is of his daughter. Not daughter.
It's not even his daughter, though. That's the funny part. Like, they're not even their kids, and they're super protective of them.
Oh yes, but
yeah.
no, because remember they're Edolas versions, so basically them, but a different world. So I don't know. Damn.
Yeah, the Isekai version.
Well, yeah, I know that, but like, it's not technically their kid.
Oh no, well, yeah, no, yeah, but that's why Natsu asked if she could breathe fire because he was like so interested in and like invested in his kid already. He's like, "Oh, she could be fire like me, right?"
Oh yeah, no, he's totally interested in learning about that stuff.
You best believe. I hope to God. Natsu's like, go on. I'll say this. I'll say this in my little thing.
So carrying on, we have Kara and Happy having a little bit of a talk, and they mention about how the Xseeds were hated, and are they still hated? And Edo Wendy, big boob Wendy, comes over and gives her a very big hug, and says that's not true at all. So it seems that they've all come to terms that the Xseeds aren't all bad. And we've got Wendy having a little reaction to not having the same size boobs. And I was still thinking about the Nightwalker comment from last chapter. Mira hasn't changed. But, well, there's no difference between our mirror and their mirror by the looks of it. They're exactly the same. And the group turned, or the two Lucys turn up. And when Lucy approaches Urza, she brings up the war that they had. Looking at you reminds me of our friends who were killed. She has quite a bit of a stern look, but then she kind of tones down and says, but I guess the feeling's mutual. We also killed a lot of royal soldiers in the old days. So, she's kind of reminiscing on a war that happened and realizing all the bad that happened. But it wasn't just, it was both sides that took part in it and did wrong. And she means that the war is over, so she's kind of put it behind herself, which is good. I'm glad. And Urza then brings up Nightwalker again, as that way keeping her a secret. And Lucy has a bit of a grin and says, "Let me have at least a little revenge." So they arrive at the capital. It still looks actually really well. I have to say these panels were really detailed and really well drawn. And they have a walk around, exploring as per normal, and they get to I assume it's the palace, and they come across Ice Boy, what's his name? Sugar Boy, who fought Gray, and Hughes. I can't remember what he did, if I'm honest, but yeah. They
I think
turn
he
up
fought
and
Lucy.
I think so, but I can't actually remember. He's so forgettable because he just looks fucking generic rogue too. And Natsu recognizes them. They call him obviously Fireboy, Kitty Boy. And out comes Princess Coco calling her Milk Girl to Edo Lucy. Well, our Lucy. Coco is annoying as ever. She talks about how she's gotten so big. General chit chat. Obviously, Wendy's there again. Yet another case of chest getting bigger. While she's getting upset that her chest isn't getting bigger. It's okay, Wendy.
It's okay. Dad still loves you.
Indeed. You're adorable. So Urza then finally asks a question about where is Nightwalker, and Byro and all the others point her in the right direction, and they go through. Who do we see? But our boy Mistigan. Right, everyone gets really excited, calls out Mistigan, and we get the entrance of Nightwalker, sending them all flying into the sky, calling them insolent dogs. And she gets extremely angry. You dare invoke His Majesty's name, damn insurgent. She tries to attack our Urza, who just catches her hand like it's nothing. Nightwalker is in a nice maid outfit. And Mistigan calls out her name. Well, just says Urza, and they both actually turn their attention to him. However, Nightwalker goes to submissive mode and hits to her knees instantly. Oi, oi.
The Dojins write themselves. What can I say?
Yep. It writes themselves. So Mr. Gens kind of says to her, like, these are our guests, don't be so violent. And she goes full Juvia mode here. All right.
No. She goes Virgo mode.
Actually, yeah, full Virgo mode. Cruise up to Mr. Gun. All right. And says, I am humbly ask for forgiveness. This cannot be excused. What must I do to earn your forgiveness? She turns around and says, please give me a punishment by lashing. Good old Virgo. I mean Nightwalker.
Yeah,
And
this show's wild.
Mr. Gunn actually pulls a Grey and is like, it's fine, just stand up. And he said, no, I'm prepared. Now hurry, I present my rear to you. So
like I said, the Dojins write themselves.
Nightwalker's just done a complete 180 and she just flipped over. And Natsu makes the obvious comment that has she becoming a maid? And Mr. Gunn says, no, she's actually still the full-fledged knight captain. And they then, as looks at our Lucy, says that damn Edo Lucy, and our Lucy saying, hey, don't blur me. That's not me. That's their Lucy.
That's her. That's we're not the same.
We get a nice little panel of Edo Lucy, even though she's not there. She knows what's happening. She's chuckling. Still, and then the rest of them kind of exchange greetings between Mystic and Happy and so on. And they bring up the comment to Nightwalker, "Are you fallen for Majesty for Mystigan?" And she's fallen for him. No, you're wrong. His Majesty is simply the light of my life. And our is asked what's happened over the last 9 years, and he says, "Well, it's been eventful. There's a nice Mystigan thinking motive, if only it was a bit bigger." And they look like they're about to start a banquet. Mystigan brings up the idea, the notion that the whole anima situation, even the word hasn't been heard in Daedalus over the past 9 years. It's kind of just vanished from, just no one talks about it. And he mentioned how we can't even do anything about it with it because there's no magical abilities. And Natsu actually makes a smart observation. Says, so that means it wasn't somebody from Daedalus who brought us here. I'm surprised he's the one that came up with that.
He's a smart guy. They just
what he wants to be.
They just stupefy him.
And obviously, the age-old question is, can anyone from Earthland open anima? The comment comes up that from Carla that maybe it's an exceed, it's a possibility, but she doubts it. And Mystigan then reveals information that there are apparently others who possess the same sort of power. It's said that there was another target in addition to Earthman for the Anima project. So the place that was the other target was the title of 2 chapters ago, I think it was Elentir, the Transcendental Magic World.
Yeah. So now we get into that interdimensional shit.
Yep. Wendy brings up that there's another world other than Earthland and Daedalus, which, to be honest, I've thought about before. I was like, there can't just be those two. There's got to be others. And he brings up that there is somebody in that world with world-traveling abilities that are greater than the Anima. That is why it didn't become a target for the Anima project. The moon dragon god Selene, the dragon who crosses dimensions. So, Spidey, you seem quite hyped for this chapter.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
So, like I said, it feels like I'm a fucking shipper. I'm kind of insulted. I loved how overprotective Natsu was of this daughter that is his, but not really his. I don't know. I was like, that's fucking adorable. Like, can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine what he would do if it was really his daughter and somebody like went at him? I like went and tried to be like nice with her and shit. Oh my god, I feel sorry for that kid. Oh, I feel sorry for that kid. I just love that. He was very proud to be a dad, even though he wasn't a dad. I do think that this is kind of further pushing along, at least instead of 1 step, like 10, 12 steps to having Natsu and Lucy have that interaction regarding if they want to be something. Because you saw how she acted when Edelas Lucy asked about it. And we know that she does feel that Natsu's like too naive to do anything, because she did mention it a while back. So I'm just intrigued by that aspect. And then Elentir, bro. We get Elentir, so we know we have now official confirmation that it is another dimension. Which means Majima could play this really smart. He could have infinite crossovers with his series, because he could just be like, yeah, there's hundreds of dimensions, and a fairy tale's this dimension, Elentir's this dimension, Edelas is this dimension, Eden Zero's this dimension. Yeah, you could literally do something like that, which fascinates me. I want to see how this plays out.
Elentir's Rave Master.
Dude, don't even joke like that. Because imagine
I wish it into existence.
Imagine it actually is that, and it's like, Yeah, you guys thought it was Edolas, but nope,
Well,
motherfuckers.
considering that a few chapters ago he was talking about the nostalgic characters, assuming that he wasn't referring to Mystigan. Who knows?
Can you
Caitlin.
imagine if that's?
I know,
Can
right?
you imagine? Dude, that would actually get people to read Rave Master.
Which would be a
Oh,
good thing, because more people need to read that.
yeah, we'll agree to disagree. No, I'm kidding. It's actually pretty good.
What?
I said it's pretty good. Relax. I don't know. I loved everything about this chapter. Um, sure, it could have been more like actual exposition and story progression, but I love these little like not necessarily slice of life, but it was kind of like a slice of life type chapter where they're doing their own thing, and you have Natsu being protective. You have Gray being protective of his son, even though he was like, me and Juvia, nah. So it was all. I just love that shit. It's just fucking 10 out of 10 for me. Fuck it, I'm a shipper for today.
That's a 10 out of 10, bro. Raw. All right. Good to know you're excited about a ship content.
Which is weird because if you remember the previous one of the previous ship chapters, I was like, eh. And then I see Natsu holding his daughter and like being all proud of her and shit, and I'm like 10 out of 10. Simple man.
That's fair. So you like it not necessarily because of the shipping side of it. You actually like it because of the way you see someone like Natsu actually act more fatherly and mature.
Yeah, I like. Yeah. Basically, I like seeing this side of Natsu because we tend to see Natsu being a moron.
Very true.
And I just wish there'd be more chapters where, yeah, he's still a clown, but he's serious when shit happens. So I really like seeing this side of him. Yeah, and he's obviously he sees this kid as his daughter, even though we all know that it's another dimension's his other dimensions version's daughter. So it's all fascinating. I really love it. Simple man, like I said, simple man.
Okay. And King, what about you?
Yeah, I really like this chapter too. I mean, I'm not like a super shipper or whatever, but I was definitely much more entertained by this chapter than most others as of late. I just generally thought, well, I mean, I'd say I agree with Spider-Man. It was really nice to see that kind of, interaction between Natsu and Gray when it came to the Parallel Worlds kid. It was nice to see Mystigan again. I've liked him since pretty much his first appearance way back when he took the job and made everyone go to sleep. And just generally, he's been an interesting character to me. And as I've said before, I was very disappointed by the end of Edelus, where we lost him and got Lysana back, and it's like, that's just a bad trade. Can we, trade back right there? But in general, like I'm interested in this chapter. I really like the idea of Elantir. Maybe one of you can remind me, because we did look up what Elantir was several weeks ago before we knew, and it had some relation to Tolkien. So maybe if someone can get that up, we can get a little more info. But broadly speaking, the Earth of Nightwalker part, well, I guess all of our predictions were wrong there, but that's okay. I'm fine with this. This was just a little bit comedic. I do think it would have been much more entertaining if they had a kid or something like that, but whatever. Yeah, no, I guess I'm just curious to see what happens next, and I think this was an all-around solid chapter.
The Tolkien thing was that Elantir was a character created by Tolkien, but then he abandoned him during the writing of Akhlabeth.
Okay, well, I guess it has no relation in that case.
Apparently, Muriel was meant to be Elantir.
Oh, I mean, we could just say that this version's Elantir was also abandoned because they decided to go to Earthland instead.
There's the connection.
There's your connection, King. You're welcome.
Very tenuous, but yeah, sure, let's go with that.
Oh yeah. What did you think of Celine being able to travel through dimensions?
Shit's whack,
I
bro.
don't really have an opinion on it, to be honest. Like, I don't mind it, but it just makes me wonder what exactly her combat power is, if she's actually that powerful. Like, yeah, I don't know what to think, really. It's okay. I mean, I am curious, though. Like, I remember in the beginning of the Grand Magic Games arc, just when they were doing their training stuff, and we found out that Fairy Tail's medical advisor, whatever her name is, basically
Porgliasca.
said, yeah, I can't pronounce it for shit, but basically, she's from Edelis, and she said that if she had really wanted to get back, she could have had Makarov help her. So I would figure there has to be some kind of Earthland-based way to return to Edelis, or well, to dimension travel, basically. But evidently, Celine alone is more powerful than all the anima technology, which is an interesting concept to be sure. But I want to see more of her. But as a dimension jumping villainess, I guess it's okay.
Man, she's so hot.
Yeah, that too.
This chapter.
I'm just pointing out facts, bruv.
What did you think of the chapter, Dad?
I liked it for what it was. The whole cute fatherly situation with Gray and Natsu, like you did. Didn't really care for the chapter too much. I did like seeing Lucy and Edo Lucy's outfit. That was good to see again. What I did like, though, is the information that we got. I liked that it was brought up that in 9 years, anime and anima hasn't been talked about, or it's nice to see that the Edeless people actually have just gotten on with life and moved on. That is something that I remember when I watched the show. After that was all over, I was like, well, how are they going to live? Because, it's such a drastic change. But it's good. It's nice to see that they have. It's also nice to see Mystigan where he is in the power. And it's good to see.
Bit of a tangent, but I do want to add that I really liked how they, in the previous chapter, I believe it was mentioned that the Fairy Tail Edeless Guild has moved on to becoming a courier guild. So they've found a way to adapt to life without magic. But then that was kind of funny. Has anyone ever seen Letter B? Because I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's basically an anime about people who deliver letters for a living across dangerous places and whatever. Because that anime came out right around the time Fairy Tail's anime started, so I thought that was kind of a funny little unintentional connection. But
okay,
I might have to check that out.
That sounds actually quite cool. I'm gonna add that to my list. But yeah, so I like the fact that everyone's moved on and moved forward. Shall I say? I'm not gonna say moved on, but moved forward. I don't know how I feel about Nightwalker's change. I mean, I don't mind it, but at the same time, I liked Nightwalker quite a bit and how she was. But I liked that the whole anima thing hadn't been talked about, but it hadn't been forgotten. And now we got more information about Celine, the fact that she can jump worlds, the fact that she, like you said, she's powerful enough to do that. What does that say about her actual power level? How strong actually is she? Or is she one of those situations where, I don't think it will be, but with what's his name? Is it Warred? Nature dude, Tree Man. His utility and support aspect is incredibly strong. That's why he is how he is. But his actual combat strength isn't the highest out of the Saints. But I mean, we already know that the Saints don't have to be the strongest in combat because there's many other ways to be useful. So I'm wondering if she's going to be kind of like a powerhouse, or is she going to be a utility situation, or what? Because I mean, we already know Ignir is the big boy when it comes to power. Well, we can assume so.
I mean, I feel like all of the ones we've seen so far have been very, clear powerhouses to some extent.
Yeah, but now
like Mercphobia, clearly even Outeron for sure.
Yeah, but
they
now
just have a different trait that makes them notable.
Thing is, they didn't have this super fucking out of this world, literally power. Outeron was just a big boy who created a people out of his seeds and then ate them.
Well, are you suggesting that Celine created the world of Elentier?
That's kind of where I'm going with it.
Okay.
I'm wondering if just how powerful this world jumping ability can be. I mean, if we think about the idea that she can go from world to world by what seems like freedom, just how limitless is her power, and if she's meant to be a quote unquote dragon god, and as we've seen, like you just mentioned, the previous two are incredibly strong. Just what is the limit to her power? I have a feeling that she might have had some say or some responsibility in the creation of Elentier.
It's possible.
It would be really cool if she did. It would make her even more hot, in my opinion. But the character herself, I'm just getting more and more intrigued by this whole idea of, well, isekai is what I'm just going to call it, with our guild being isekai left and right.
Not bad.
So the chapter overall, didn't care too much for it. I care the first half of it, The second half of it is what I liked. I like this new. I like it when we get a new revelation of information, and it allows us to actually start thinking and making up our own stuff, just to be told that we're wrong.
So you like the actual
Plot.
story progression aspect.
Yeah.
Whereas me and King kind of found entertainment off of the non-story plot aspects
Yeah.
of this chapter.
Sounds about
I think
right.
Dav's theory crafting a bit, but I think that's okay too.
It's okay. He's got to do something.
I'm gonna do something in my life. What I'm doing right now is Genshin left and right, bruv. I eat shit and sleep Genshin. Oh boy.
But yeah, that was that chapter, guys. We really liked it. Some of us liked it for the story progression, Dav, and some of us liked it because of the cute, entertaining interactions between characters and their biological daughters. So yeah, that was it. We do next chapter drops when? When did I say it drops?
20th, I believe.
Yeah,
20th.
20th. So yeah,
Dude, I love having the dates at the top of the server.
That's such a great idea. I wonder who did it.
I don't know, just someone thought
Uh,
of it, but it's great.
but yeah, and then as always, Sorcerer Weekly tries to have the chapters out within what 5-6 hours of it officially coming out in Japan.
So with that, next chapter that we're going to go on to is Eden Zero stuff. This is where King takes his leave. So I've got to say myself, these two chapters, they weren't bad, but I just didn't really care for them too much.
I just read these. Go. I'm sorry. I interrupted. I apologize.
112 didn't care too much for. 113, there was some cool stuff in it, but again, it's not like anything major.
And I literally just read these chapters as we were talking about Fairy Tail. So there's that.
So since you just read it, you can recap it because you got it fresh in your mind.
Yeah. See, I didn't even. Chapter 112, when you live life on a ship. Now, I will say the color page is beautiful. It is fantastic. Spala from the server moderator, great person. I had her redraw some of it just so, I just wanted it as my wallpaper. And she did it. It was great. It's fantastic. It's on Twitter. You can find it. If you can't, that's on you. But yeah, so that's the cover page for 112. We start the chapter with them talking about the lacrima that absorbed Mother's ether. And then they're having this conversation. And then we get fucking Drek and Joe's crew essentially talking to Weiss. It's kind of interesting. I like that aspect of it. I still don't get why freaking what's his name? The crying guy, the Laguna is wearing stilettos, but more power to him. I also like how Shiki's like, let's be friends, and he's like, no, we're not friends. No, it's not part of the deal. It's not part of the agreement. The fuck out of my face. I do appreciate that we have Weiss, who's very conflicted and very angry at the fact that Witch and company essentially allowed 3 members of Dragon Joe's Element 4, well, 2 members of Element 4, and then one who's an assassin for him, join the ship. Um, I also like the line where Witch said, "We are the Demon King's 4 shining stars, and our Demon King Lord Shiki is you." So I really like how Shiki's still worried that, okay, well, Grandpa is the Demon King, and we gotta stop Grandpa and stuff like that. But we have the 4 shining stars saying, "He's not the Demon King. You're the Demon King. You're our Demon King. You will always be our Demon King. So let's just, get a move in." And then they're talking about how they're gonna be going to a new location, and that location has the Maggie Mech King, so his Ether Gears or founder and the king who did that shit. We then transition to Elsie, her ship, and how she's having this conversation and she's talking about the Ziggy and how he went through the AOE Cosmos. I don't know how the hell they're gonna say that in the English though. Good luck. And then we have that little traitor talking about how the Union Army is here. And then we have that little Justice Elsie thing. I don't get why people ship them, but that's a tangent for another day. And then it is revealed that Elsie always knew that the traitor, I don't know his name and I don't care for his name. Oh, his name's Jesse. But I don't care for his name, so I'm just calling him traitor. How Jesse was always a traitor. And the guild, well, the ship crewmates are upset. And then we have a little panel where we see, what's their names from Fairy Tale? Max and Warren. Warren? Yeah, Warren.
Warren, yeah.
The telepath guy. And then Max is always getting a Primo possessed. And, they have this exchange. And they're talking about how he should walk the plank and all this. We get 2 new characters introduced who are Elsie's pirate crew princess guard, Gowen and Hyoga. So, I don't know if this was intentional. It probably was because it's Mashima, but they have very Gray and Natsu vibes. We have Gowen who has like Natsu's coat and the flames and all that, and even his hair is kind of Natsu-esque, but not really. And then we have the guy with the trench coat who literally looks like he's Gray and from the Grand Magic games. Well, not Grand Magic games, but before that. And they talk about how they both also knew that, that they also knew that Jesse was a traitor. And we learn that Elsie let him stay simply because thus you build a family when you live on life on a ship. He's talking about how the ship is a family and how all these bonds are made. And it was obviously, this is apparent. This was very much a very clear parallel to what Fairy Tale was. Makarov bringing in all these, I don't want to say orphans, but these kids who were abandoned or didn't have anything, and just bring them together to be a family, even though they're from different areas, different places, have different beliefs and stuff like that. So it was very much a very fun parallel. And then we transition to the Klein Laguna, and Jin eating. And it just there's not much going on afterward other than the mother's ether gear leading them to a planet, and that is where it doesn't end there, but we at the very end of the chapter we meet Poseidon Nero's commandos. They're Brittany, Orc, and Mora. Brittany looks like a female Invul. Orc looks like a new character Mashimo hasn't drawn, and so does Mora. So that's kind of fascinating to me. But that was chapter 112. What did you think of the chapter, Def?
The chapter wasn't bad. I honestly, outside of a handful of stuff that I liked, for example, I liked the little flashback to Elsie and the sisters when she was first found. I liked the reveal that the kid was the traitor, but Elsie's reaction to it, like, yo, I've known, but we could have turned him. I like that. I like that aspect from Elsie. She continues the idea that Ziggy taught her that anyone and everyone is welcome.
Well, old Ziggy, because new
yeah,
Ziggy,
old Ziggy, yeah,
new Ziggy trying to kill everyone, bro.
And I then at the end, I like the panel there that we had with the different Poseidon hero commandos. Good old Brittany looking kind of hot.
Yeah, sounds about right. That I was expecting you to say that.
But other than that, the chapter to me was kind of
I liked aspects of the chapter because I don't know. I really like the series, and I know that not every chapter is gonna be what you young kids say nowadays, a banger. But I did enjoy it, kind of. I just feel like we didn't need an entire explanation of Elsie's team is literally fairy tale in space. Right. I think that was Mashima more playing to the actual everybody saying Eden Zero's fairy tale in space. And he's like, well, here you go. You want a fairy tale in space, it's Elsie's crew. I don't understand, and that's maybe a good thing, because it means that Mashima still has ways to surprise me. I don't understand his goal with having two of the element four and Jin there in the crew for Eden Zero, because I don't know what he's planning to do with them. So we know Weiss feels very strongly against, because obviously, if we remember correctly, Dragon Joe is the reason his mother died.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're planning at. Maybe he's trying to get rid of Weiss slowly. Who knows? But it's very interesting to me. Like I said, I loved the color spread. We didn't get something like that from Fairy Tail until like chapter 378, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So that's something I love, and I made it a poster. Oh, I got someone to make it a poster for me, so you know, gotta have me my posters like that. But other than that, I don't. There was some exposition that helped, but it was. I guess I wasn't just feeling it this week, but I did enjoy the chapter for what it was. It's not like it was bad, because it wasn't. But it just didn't.
Didn't appeal to you.
Yeah, it just really didn't appeal to me as much as I hoped it would. I mean, and like I said, not every chapter could be quote unquote a banger, but I can't. I can't say that it was bad, because it wasn't, but I can't say that I enjoyed it, because even though it was a good read, it was just that a good read. I wouldn't say, oh yeah, it's something you should read. Um, I'll let you start with explaining the next chapter while I look for which actual chapter Fairy Tale had their first full cover spread that said their name.
Oh god, I have to do something. All right.
Um,
So next
I'm
chapter.
like, okay, I found it. Chapter 295. Chapter
Actually, that's
295.
far.
Yeah, so 295 is when they first had that little fairy tale with all the characters in it. Chapter with 112 for Eden Zero. So I kind of think that Mashima is not necessarily Mashima only, but Mashima and Kodansha um more ready to flex, not necessarily flex, but like push forward Eden Zero. Because like I said, we said earlier, the game was in production in late 2019 for Eden Zero, and the series started in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. So literally a year after they started working on the chat on two games, not one, two games. Well, for Fairy Tail, you literally for a console game that was for everyone, like every region. They didn't start till like what 2017, 2018 when the final season was airing. So it's kind of
Yeah.
impressive. Um, But yeah, those are our thoughts on chapter 112. As always, you could read the chapters, you could read the fan translation in Sorcerer Weekly or our manga decks, or you could read the official translation at Comixology, Crunchyroll, and then we have the alternative for official with Reedy and Zero. So those are your options. We do hope you do read these chapters because, like I said, they are good. Not everything's action filled, but they are good. Dav, if you want to start with chapter 113, because I know you liked the chapter cover.
So chapter 113 in the doghouse, we've got a nice little cover of Algal Homura with her dog printed kimono. She's got paws that's a little bit furry, too furry for me, but she's still adorable. So they arrive in Forester, Verdant Planet Forester, and they mention that it's entirely covered in forest. And Shiki gets extremely excited for it and says, "Let's get to exploring." We see a very nice shot of Witch. Very, very nice shot.
He's talking about her opai.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the listener should know what I'm talking about now. But
I
by this point,
wonder, I wonder if there's gonna be an Eden Zero. I'm sorry, you're
no
talking about the
worries.
chapter, but because Chucky chapter 295 it came out around the same time the Eden Zero Fairy Tale movie was coming out, the Phoenix Priestess. So I wonder
Oh,
if
okay, I get you. Ooh.
I wonder if Mashima's working behind the scenes on a Eden Zero movie. It'd be such a Mashima move if he was,
Wouldn't be
but
surprised.
I really
Wouldn't be
wouldn't
surprised.
because he's done so much already.
He
Everything
would.
he did with everything he did with Fairy Tail, which took a longer period of time for him to do with Fairy Tail, he's doing it in a faster time with Eden Zero. Like
Dude,
yes,
what if
what if what?
season one of Eden Zero isn't a series but a movie?
So JC, well no, because we already know JC Staff is working on that. Well, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know any other details. We just know that JC Stark's working on it. We don't know how many
This is true.
episodes. We don't know how long they're going to be. It would be quite. It wouldn't be a bad move to do the first, I don't know, 2 or 3 arcs as a movie. Not arcs, but the first 2 or 3 like major um, things as a movie. Because that would hit
I
it off with a
would,
bang.
I would, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't. I mean, if JC Staff and Sentai Works are the ones working on the movie, then I could expect high quality production because I saw their Don Machi movie and that shit was a banger. I don't care what people think about the series, and I know people have complaints because they don't follow it to a T, but it's a novel. It's not gonna be a
Yeah.
copy. There's gonna be some differences. There's a lot less differences. Um, when they're adapting manga, because manga is a lot easier to adapt, at least from what I gather. Again, I could be wrong, but at least from what I gather, it seems like manga is a lot easier to adapt. But I don't know how I feel about that, because I kind of want a movie that's a standalone, but it's Rebecca using her power, but without her knowing it. Because remember, we don't know anything about the 28 other worlds,
To be
right?
fair, we don't even know if there's more than there might be more than the 29 or more than a
Exactly.
30. That could be a
Well,
31st already, 32nd, 33rd.
well, no, because remember Noah said that this was the she's done it before in the past.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting if we get like a prequel.
But what I'm saying is she's done it in the past, but that doesn't tell us that there isn't more worlds on the other side of
Oh no
30.
no 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 no!
That's what I
I
mean.
agree there. No, I agree there. But I'm just saying, what if the movie is essentially a prequel with Rebecca and her 28 other world
I
experiences?
could get with that. That would be cool. I would like that. But that would need to come out after she gets it in the anime.
Yeah, that would probably which would probably make more sense because I don't think Mashima's gonna be rushing to make a movie right away. I mean, I'm sure he's working on a movie because it's Mashima. I don't question
But
anything
yeah,
Mashima does.
he's gonna want to do it at the right time.
I expect him. I really do expect the Eden Zero game to come out around the same time as the anime, and I expect, depending on the reception of the anime, and I expect the reception to be good. I know people hate on Fairy Tail and shit. I don't give a fuck. All right, so most of the world loves Fairy Tail. That's why it was running for 11 years, and that's why it's like still the fourth most popular selling franchise in France. All right, so all you haters, shut the fuck up, learn your place. Um, Tangent aside, I expect it, depending on how popular it gets, to have a movie a lot sooner than Fairy Tail did, right? Because France loves Mashima. Like I said, anything Mashima does, France loves. There's always a special edition in France for his volumes. America's like, no, you just get the basic general shit. But France is like, no, you get here's a Pika edition with pins and magnets and postcards and stuff like that. So I'm honestly intrigued. I expect the movie to come out sometime in 2022, if not late 2021. But
Okay.
that was such a
Spidey
tangent.
predictions coming out. Spidey predictions coming out.
But that's such a tangent between the chapter and the actual.
So let's bring the tangent full circle back to the chapter.
Yes, yes.
So they this made me chuckle. Shiki was like, "Oh, it's an awesome forest," and then Weiss was like, it's more like a jungle." And they're like, "Well, what's the difference?" This jungle sounds tougher as a word from Homura. I love that. And then Rebecca tries to Google it. Or maybe Google it, I guess, with B Cube instead.
Oh,
And she has,
I thought you were saying Google it because of her boobs. I was like, wait, what?
and I'm the dirty minded one. Fucking hell.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You were.
So she gets no signal, and Weiss brings out Carney Kids from 50 years in the future. You go a day without the net. You know, it's just standard boomer talk, I guess. And then out of the blue, they notice something isn't right. They see there are robots around. That's whatever. But they notice that the humans are on leashes. The bots have humans on leashes like they're all pets. And that's not all. Human bodies are discarded in piles, left to rot. So, if you remember that Granbell, all the robot bodies were just on the sides. Picture that, but human bodies instead. That's basically what this is. And two robots meet up with each other. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Willem. Your human looks nice and healthy. And he mentioned you gave him a healthy diet. He says, "Oh, my human's lost her appetite. She might die soon." Um, Kevin says, "Is it Kevin?" No. Willem says to him, like, "Do you bathe her often? Because look, no, like she looks like she's dirty." And he's, "Well, what do you mean?" So he explains, humans need to be bathed in water on a regular basis. Okay, I didn't know that. So it's quite clear that the robots, not all of them know how to look after a human. Or they just don't really care, which you'll see soon. And then he mentions about feed them the old food from the old world. And he says, I've been given a dog food. We then find out that the two humans that are in these panels were actually, they know each other. The guy says to her, are you okay, Audrey? Alan, I don't think so. I can't go in any longer. And Kevin gets pissed and kicks the shit out of his human. And we find out that she's actually the fiance of the other human.
That was kind of dark. I'm not gonna
That kind of, I was like, bruh, like that was quite serious.
Because if you remember in Gillis, I think it was Gillis, that fat Jabba the Hutt looking motherfucker.
Yeah, who was taking girls.
The beekeeper girls. Yeah, I kind of gave me those vibes, but at the same time, it gave me those vibes from Homer's mom. What was the
Valkyrie?
No, not Valkyrie. The actual mom, the crimson.
Oh, the chick who fucking, the one who actually ended up being the reason why Valkyrie got fucking
correct.
Yeah.
So it gave me those vibes of, because you know how those people were struggling and like just left to rot essentially. I felt like Mashima was like, all right, the Gillis was this bad, and I'm sorry, I can't for the life of me remember the name of the fucking Homero's mom. And then this arc had this city that was really bad. How about I combine them and make something even worse? And it was like, Jesus Christ. Cause like, I know you mentioned it briefly, but there was humans in cages, and I was like, is this Texas again?
Kurenai, that's it.
Yeah, Kurenai. Yeah. Kurenai. What was the city or that little town?
She was the ruler of Sunjul.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, so it's Sunju and stuff like that. But that shit was dark. So it was like, Masha was like, the worst of Gilist, the worst of Sunju. Let's combine it together and we get Foresta. And I was like, damn. All right. The humans are in cages. We have humans tortured. We have, dude, their knees are probably bleeding because they have to walk on all fours.
So the one guy kicks the woman, and then the other bot, William, says, you mustn't abuse her in the old world. So then Kevin says, well, in the old world, humans wouldn't think twice about breaking us. And Willem kind of, this guy's a more sophisticated robot. He's robot 2.0.
He was.
Yeah, so he goes, humans are much more difficult to repair. You must take care of them, not to break them. So then Kevin was like, I don't agree. And my man just goes, boom! Shoots the motherfucker in the head. Willem's dead now.
Yep.
Kevin don't care.
Kevin's like, bots are meant to be free.
And that is, he just blows the guy's fucking head off. Like, clean. Like, no fucking questions asked. And our team obviously are already shocked by it. The dude tries to pick up Audrey and run off. And the dude says again, bots are meant to be free. Homer says, well, what the hell has happened here? They mentioned the old world. Did the world change at some point? A world where machines rule over humans, and they are hiding. While they're hiding in the bushes, they hear voices saying, I'm finding human readings in this area. And quickly, Rebecca comes up with a plan. Everybody get on all fours, except for Happy and Pino. And they then get found, and it looks like Happy and Pino own 4 humans, which is our 4 as our team. Mm-hmm. And the dude says, yo, we have a nice shot of their bums. Not gonna lie.
Shiki's booty. You like Shiki's booty?
Shiki's booty is looking good. Weiss's dude. Ooh, I'm sweating over here.
I'm not gonna lie. Weiss got a pancake ass. That dude has no curves. No curves. I'm sorry.
Shiki's got some nice shoes though.
Shiki got nice shoes, and he at least curvy. But Weiss looks like he got that pancake ass, like flat as fuck.
Rebecca's got a nice curve as well, and so has Homura. But
I mean, that's expected. But I'm talking about the dudes here. I'm sorry, whoever's a Weiss fan, yo man got no booty.
I think Weiss's only redeeming factor is he's got a pretty decent hair.
Yeah, even then it's a toss up.
And
But
his
yeah.
ether gear is cool. So the guy says to Happy, yo, can I have one? And Happy said, no, you can't have him. These humans mean a lot to us. And the guy pinches Rebecca's face and says, I really want this one. Happy goes, you can't have her. And he gets a little bit pissed. He's like, you can't have her. And Shiki looks like he's about to...
Oh, Shiki looked like he about to unleash that Demon
In
King
fact,
power.
Shiki's ether gear, his magical circuits in him, his ether circuits actually start to glow. He was ready, bruv. He was about to clap this guy. And Weiss, bro, I'm not gonna lie, absolute fucking Chad move, power move. Weiss does not give a fuck. Weiss just puts his hand on his head and just fucking looks like he blows his head off. It looks that's what it looks like.
It's a good indication of what a potential team up could do, because you have Shiki essentially holding the guy down with his gravity magic, and
Weiss just rearranging them as a robot. And Shiki actually does say that, yo, did he kill him? He goes, nah, I shortened him, so he's not dead. I'm surprised he didn't kill him, if I'm honest, but yeah.
No, because I was gonna say, I think Shiki's got this whole Batman thing, at least.
Yeah.
Like, beat them to death, break their limbs, I don't care, but don't kill. So I think Weiss was doing that more for Shiki than he was for
himself.
Yeah, because you know Weiss, he'd be like, yeah, you fuck with me, you dead.
But he was like, I got Shiki here, I don't want to
cause some beef.
So then we get now a reappearance of Couch Poe, our beekeeper friend from, when they all be kidnapped. This is the really fat one that does all the videos about eating.
She was the one also in the Omake where she watches Rebecca's B-Cube and she's like, yeah, no wonder she's got no followers because her streaming is ass.
Yeah.
So
she mentioned how she came to do a restaurant review. Now, this Couch Pro is in AOA Cosmos. But again, we haven't seen Couch Pro since the other world, so we don't know what her capabilities are here. Maybe she can fucking fly across fucking Cosmos, because we don't fucking roll even. We don't. I mean, she's seen everywhere anyway, because of fucking she's all around. But she says how she came to review, and then all of a sudden shit started going crazy. And she said it was only about a week ago. So it's not like it's been going on for a while. It's literally been a week. And they talked about how she went back to town, and all of a sudden Becky was there. That's what she called Rebecca. And Homina points out, we said, like, wait, you said it happened a week ago. She goes, yep, out of nowhere, somebody hacked everything, TVs, the internet. Who would do that? And she mentions that there was someone on every screen in town, a skull-faced robot. I wonder who that is. It's our boy Ziggy.
That shit crazy, not gonna lie to you.
She doesn't remember too much about it. She just remembers something being said about robots rule over humans. Cheeky gets a little flashback of, now is the age of mechanical life forms will rule over all of mankind. That was what Ziggy said when he fucking dipped. And she said there was something about, we'll start with this planet, and then the bots started attacking humans. So it looks like he's going from planet to planet. This was the first one that Ziggy hit. There was a huge panic. Okay, this is her talking about a fat ass taking some fucking food and offering it to Shiki because he looks scared. Rebecca says, then it was Ziggy who made Forrester's robots go berserk so they would rule over the humans. Big boom from behind them. Big ass
Kool-Aid
robot.
Man.
Kool-Aid Man comes out of nowhere. Mambo Day Wish just came up.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, 1 second.
I kind of wish the Kool-Aid. I actually wish the robot would have said that. But yeah, so the robot comes out of nowhere,
and he states, "There you are, humans and food thief." So he's calling Couch Pose a food thief, and obviously the others just the humans.
So yep. So he's a little bit pissed. Seems like he's more pissed about the food being stolen.
Yeah, it does seem like that, but you're a robot, you don't eat, so why you try?
Exactly. but it's pointed out that he must be a battle droid. And the fight, so the fucking our boy, all right, Cheeky, standing there, gets ready for the fight. The big ass fist comes down, and our boy Cheeky does what he does best, just stares at him, crouches down a little bit, catches the fist like it's fucking nothing using his gravity, and this ground underneath him shakes, but he's obviously using the gravity to either reinforce himself so that he's got more strength out of himself, or he's, lighten the load of the actual fist. Whichever he does, I'm not too sure. There's so many ways that Shiki uses as a figure that actually impresses me, but he catches it and he's just like, if you're going to hurt my friends, I've got to take him down.
Power of friendship, homie.
Down.
Power of friendship. What can I say?
The end of the chapter.
I'm kidding, guys. It's not actually power of friendship, but
not yet.
He really does care about his friends. Respectable.
So yeah, with this chapter, same. I didn't care for it too much until we started seeing the humans on leashes. I actually expected this to come into play at some point. It's
I didn't expect it so early. No, I didn't expect it so early. I expected it, but not this early. Because wasn't it chapter like 100 where the Demon King was like, "Y'all, fuck you."
Yeah, but I mean, what? It's 13 chapters later.
Oh, yeah, no, it was in 102.
Okay, so 11 chapters later. I expected it very soon. To kind of, because this whole entire series, Mashima hasn't been messing around. If there's something dark that he wants to portray, he brings it out. He doesn't bring it out subtly. He straight up, he just says it.
No, yeah. He's been a lot more.
Yeah, a lot more forward and stuff.
He's trying to remind people that this is a fairy tale. And
so I was expecting it to be relatively soon on one of the first planets that they hop to, because they are following. No, well, they're not following the track, but they're trying to get to Mother, which then entails going from place to place to get the gear. The whole idea there with the humans on leashes, that really caught me. And then the fact that the other robot just killed the other one because he disagreed with him. It's basically like anarchy right now, bruv.
It's basically I was going to say a political joke, but never mind.
And then I liked seeing Weiss just not care. My man just was like, I think he's got to a point where he just doesn't give a fuck. He just fucking that. When I actually first saw the chapter, I actually thought Shiki had activated his overdrive because of the white hair. But then when I looked at it again, you can see it's Weiss. Just the initial glance at it made me think that Shiki had gone into overdrive, and I was like, "Yo, why, my guy, you don't need to overdrive just yet."
The more we discuss the chapter, the more I like it, because I knew that Ziggy would be in play, but I didn't expect him to be here so early. I also like how dark Mashima's making the series, right? Because like we said, he literally took the worst aspect of Gillis, which was the guy kidnapping these BQ girls,
turning them into furniture.
Well, besides that, he also used them as his playthings. I remember him saying,
yeah.
So that was dark. And then we got the worst parts of Sun Jewel, where it's basically humans being treated like dirt, right? And Mashima was like, "All right, I think this is the worst here. This is the worst here. Let's combine them and make something even worse. We have humans in cages. We have humans on leashes. We have humans who are being fed dog food just because, it's food, you'll like it. And you have even the robots who are trying to be nice to the humans still be like treated differently by the other robots and killed. So it's kind of dark. Not gonna lie to you. But
it is. I mean, like you said, he's not afraid to bring out these dark themes, which is great. And he doesn't do it in a rushed sense. And he doesn't do it in a way where he's trying to force a dark aspect to it. He's doing it quite, I
I,
say naturally as a dark aspect can be.
I don't know if this is the right word, but he doesn't do it in a perverse way where it's like, oh, you're just doing it for the sake of doing it. It feels like this is actually part of the story and is necessary for the story to progress. And he
Yeah.
doesn't feel like he's just doing it to be like, ha ha ha, look, I could do this, so I'm doing it. It feels more like, all right, yeah, I'm doing this, but this is the reason. And as we progress, you're gonna learn more. And it's like, all right, I get it. It's dark as shit, but I get it.
Yeah, I'm liking it. Like you said, it progressed to the story. I mean, with what's her name's death, Valkyrie being found,
Oh
Homura finding it, that
yeah.
was extremely. And then when they actually talked about Valkyrie as well, and you know how she was abused and how she ended up dying, it felt like a natural storytelling, and it's had an effect on Homura. It's had an effect on actually Homura and all of the Shining Stars because you know it was their sister. It was someone that
Mhm.
they were built with and then lived with all their life, and they didn't know because remember they split up, so none of them really knew where they all went. Obviously, I think it was Sister Ivory was keeping tabs on them, but she didn't. She wasn't like or which one of the two was keeping tabs on them, but you know they didn't contact. And
I think it
then
was Witch. Yeah.
yeah, and then when eventually they go and find each other. They find Hermit and Digitalis, and Hermit's story is quite sad as well. And then they find they're like, "Cool, yo, we've got a lead on Valkyrie," and they go. And then when they find out that Valkyrie's actually dead, the whole team's dynamic, I feel the way I felt when I saw that chapter, because I'm not gonna lie, the chapter fucking hit me. But all the sisters became a stronger bond. They were already quite a strong bond. They were very close. They were very they worked well together. I mean, they were designed to as well. But emotionally, they were this very close knit family. And seeing one of their sisters now be dead, I think it kind of changed something in them to realize that they need to value their lives a lot more. Obviously, they already did, but the fact that they weren't talking for so many years, I think that kind of hit them as well because you know they can't. I think one of them even said, you know, one of the last things I said to Valkyrie, and it wasn't the most pleasant conversation. But I might be misremembering. Then
I
with Homura then joining the Shining Stars, they've welcomed her with complete open arms, even though she's not as strong as Valkyrie was, or yet. I think she will definitely reach it. They welcomed her and they trust her to do the job to be the Sword of the Edens.
yeah.
So all the
True.
themes that
True.
are there, all the dark aspects that are being done, like we said, they're not forced. They're actually being used to actually, whether it be drive story or whether it be drive character development or whether it be just for a simple bit of a shock factor to not necessarily the characters but to the readers themselves. It's all there purely for something to move forward. It's not just thrown in because he can. And it shows that he's actually thinking about how he's writing it, which is what he did say he would do. He would actually plan out. He'd wing a little bit, but everything would have a plan and he would know what he wants to do.
Yeah. He was trying to relive
Yeah, exactly.
fairy tale. So that's It's
My boy is doing it, so that's fucking amazing.
um. I'm interested to see where they go from here. Obviously, the next chapter is probably gonna be a big fight.
I wonder if the whole chapter will be a fight or if it'll just be a section of it and then the rest will be like more exposition on how to revert the robots back to normal.
But
I don't think the fight will be too big. I have a feeling it'll be a quick 1-2 bang kind
I
of
yeah
situation.
I feel like if he does that, he's basically building up Shiki.
which is good, but at the same time, it could like backfire because then people might feel like he's becoming too overpowered too early, right? So I just hope that not only helps further Shiki's strength, but like it doesn't make it seem like, oh yeah, he's too powerful, and you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do want that to happen. I do want to make sure that Shiki isn't viewed as this really overpowered main character. Because he is actually pretty overpowered with his ether gear, but it's not because he's written to be overpowered. It's because he's written in a way that he knows how to utilize it. I mean, in every fight we've seen, proper fight, he's used his ether gear in such creative and imaginative ways that is what makes him overpowered, because he's actually utilizing his battle sense, if you will. It's not just that he's OP because he can fucking one-shot someone with a black hole.
No, yeah, definitely. He's Mashima's done a better job of portraying him and his intellect more so than he ever did with Natsu, which is great. I just hope that in doing so, he doesn't go the Urza route where he makes them too overpowerful. Where it's like, yeah, I don't doubt they're gonna lose. You get me?
Yeah. I just hope he keeps it this way. I hope he doesn't lose sight of what he's doing right now, because I think what he's doing right now, with all of the characters, this is why I love Ether Gear over Magic. It's so creative. There's so much you can do and go with. I mean, you know, if you go to Magic, you got fire, right? There's only so many ways you can use fire. With Ether Gear, yes, you could argue it's still magic, but you know, the way he's bringing it out, it's a lot more mechanical. So, for example, Hermit, her ether gear is, well, she fucking is hacking and shit, bruv. And she's straight up. I mean, in the fight, she didn't she against the sniper? Didn't she just fucking disable the guy's gun?
Yeah. She's got all this tech and yeah, because remember she was helping build missiles, but she thought it was like 'cause she was gonna help, but it was just the scientists torturing her, and yeah, that shit was dark. This whole series is dark.
Exactly, and then, you know, we move on to other ether gear. The most basic ether gear, in my opinion, is Homura's, where it's just, you know, it's the whole sword situation. However, I feel like as she learns more and more how to use her ether gear and train, and the other sisters help her, I think it will become a lot more than just swordsmanship. We've already seen her basically use Heaven's Wheel.
That's true.
So it's definitely going to be a situation where she's going to learn how to do it in multiple different ways. I'm basically going to have my female Gilgamesh, and that makes me very happy. And I mean, Shiki, gravity gear, you know, you think on the base level, gravity powers is pretty basic, but the more and more you see him fight, I mean, every single fight he's had, he uses it in a somewhat new way, as well as the old ways. But, you know, he uses the gravity gear to fucking fly. The dude can fly because of it. Obviously, it's not infinite, but my man can just glide.
Yep. He believes he could fly. He believes he could touch the sky.
Exactly. And I believe he can get shot by the FBI. But it's honestly so much creativity. Weiss's whole thing about rearranging machinery to bend it to how he wants it created, that is incredible. I can see that becoming more and more potent. So there's just so much to do with ether gear that I just love. I just love the whole concept of it and how free but specific it is, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I just hope he keeps doing what he's doing, because all these new character designs, all these new ether gear, it's all fascinating to me.
Honestly, I can say, like, my excitement for Eden Zero, from when I first started to middle to now, the excitement has gone down in terms of how hype I am, because back then I was binging. Now my feelings towards it are more of, I always look forward to the new chapters, but at the same time I don't always want to read them straight away, because I like to sit down and have a session where I read them. Now, as everyone knows and mocks me for, I'm a fucking illiterate bastard and can't read, but I like to read, you know, like, for example, when it comes to the podcast, I usually read the chapters about a day or two, sometimes on the day of the podcast, so it's fresh in my mind. and I have a lot to get through, and it feels nice. I do the same with 100-year quest. I kind of leave it all to the same day. So my hype is always there, and I'm always excited for the new chapter.
I'd usually read them when they come out. Well, sort of with 100 Years Quest, I kind of have to read it when it comes out because obvious reasons. But for Eden Zero, I usually read it once I'm done proofreading what the translator and the typesetter did.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, they were two good. They were solid chapters. My excitement for them weren't as high for Fairy as they were for Fairy Tail because obviously I've invested more time in Fairy Tail. It's not that these chapters were bad because they weren't. I just invested more time in that series, and I just love seeing our new dynamic and new aspects of characters that we've seen for so many years.
Yeah, see them grow up, see them change and mature slightly. New aspects that you've never seen before.
So Natsu and Lucy banged in the car. I wonder where they're gonna bang in Earthland.
Well, neither of them have a car.
Well, they don't have vehicles in Earthland.
Yeah, they do. They got magic vehicles.
Oh yeah. You're right. Yeah, the train and then the shit in Lullaby. You're right.
They have the airships too.
Yeah. Oh, Christina, you're right. Best ship. Fuck it. I expect them to be doing it in the guild. Calling it now.
Like go up to the second floor.
Sure. Fuck it. Second floor.
Lucy's too classy.
I meant more the stage, but yeah.
Lucy's too classy.
I don't. Yeah, she wouldn't want to put on a show. She would want to go up to the second floor for privacy.
This ain't one of your weird delusions, my dude. No. It would happen in her flat.
If it hasn't already, am I right, Shivers?
Well, no, it hasn't happened yet. But what it would, if it happens in her flat, it'll be like Natsu gets there first and he sets all the shit up, and then they're gonna get ready to do it. But then Lucy will be like, "Happy, why the fuck are you still here?"
And Happy would be like, "Yeah, ice."
No, Happy would be like, "He likes you, ice."
Oh god,
that's how the chapter ends.
Happy the cock block. The unintentional cock block.
I mean, Air would probably. Never mind. I don't want to. I should furry blast his bitch ass. Never mind. He's not here to defend himself.
I don't even know who that is.
The admin on the server. Air has left the server.
He might. No, I wouldn't doubt it. I was to make a joke. Never mind. I'll just say it in chat. That was this week's podcast, you guys. We did record one with Cody. Yes, I blanked on his name. With Cody. We're gonna have King. Make sure the audio is all nice and pretty, and then I'll edit it because our editors are Macau. So
I'm editing this one.
No. Yeah. You're just putting all the audio together, and then I'll do the rest for the other one too, if you can.
Well, I can't because somebody else started that recording, so I don't have access to the files.
Oh, don't even trip. I'll send you that shit. I'll send you that.
Well, how long has it been?
Like 3 days, 4 days.
I thought it's been a week.
Oh shit. No. All right. Is it? Let's see.
As you guys can see, very organized.
Because like you can see the Craig's message, it only records it stores for up to 6 days, right?
7 days. How do I save it?
Oh boy,
is it 6 days? I thought.
How do I save it? Fuck! I'll save it as a FLAC.
Yeah, no, it's take FLAC.
Yes.
The recordings are automatically deleted after 7 days. But honestly, if you're downloading it, it's probably easier for you to just stitch it together.
Okay. Never mind, guys. Yes, he'll send me this one. And like I said in the Fun podcast, I will be splitting it up into sections. I'll do that on my own. He doesn't have to. I'll upload the main podcast, which is everything. Then the Fairy Tale section and the Eden Zero section.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
So with that, guys, play Genshin Impact. Stay inside if you can. If you're going
No.
out, wear a mask, wash your hands, put some gloves on if you need to be. Keep your distance.
Don't fucking go outside. Don't unless you have to. Don't be
Yeah.
stupid.
If you're gonna go outside, you
Yeah.
got it. If you can avoid it, don't. I know this year's been a pain, and it's going to be more painful for the next couple months. But the only way this whole bullshit ends is by us doing what we need to do. So stay inside, read Eden Zero, read Fairy Tail, watch Mao Gakwim, play Genshin Impact. I promise you that game will keep you going for fucking hours.
We will be doing a review on Mao Gaku, aka the butthole anime. Why do I call it the butthole anime? Because the main character's name is Anos. Anos in Spanish means buttholes. So, and you know, this man be destroying shit left and right. So, you know, it's fine. But that'll be probably we'll record that sometime this week, maybe. And yeah, we're trying to expand more, not just do Fairy Tail and Eden Zero. Because half the server doesn't even read either series, so why should we just focus on that? But King wants to join us. I hope King joins us because it'd be fun to have the three of us talking about everything, not just me and Dev.
Yeah, try and watch it if you can. It's
Try and catch.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's on
sure.
Crunchyroll. It's 12 episodes, I think
Right.
it was.
Oh, dude, it's such a great binge. You don't
Yeah.
understand how great of a. I watched it all in a matter of like 3 hours.
It's an easy binge as well.
It is so fucking the opening and the ending song is pretty. That's a banger. That's what you
Yep.
call a banger.
All right,
Honestly,
I'll look into it. I think we can just let it go for now, though, and
All right,
see you
Alpha.
guys next time.
Bye
All
bye.
right, and with that, goodbye, people.